Whew. So, based off of this loss that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers took against the 49ers, it was hurtful looking at the schedule going forward. We got a brutal schedule coming up. Overreaction is not even a word I would like to use of what I've seen from this fan base and this credentialed media around the Bucs, even national media. Wow. I mean, let me. Wow. I mean, what are y'all doing? Like, really? Like, are y'all grown? Like, seriously? Like, the way people have turned on? I mean, I'm not even gonna say Jameis because there's a pro Jameis and a detractor of Jameis. Okay, obviously I fall in the pro Jameis, but I watch what everybody else watched. That last interception cannot happen. I don't care. I would never defend that pass. I don't care what Leftwich said. I don't care what Bruce Arians said. And I believe in both of them. They were protecting Jameis, which that's what they should do. I mean, Jameis hasn't been protected since being here, but I ain't gonna go into that. Their cutter's done. It is what it is, whatever. And hopefully in our next show we can talk about that team. I'm excited about that too. But anyway, back to Jameis. Stop. That's all I'm gonna say is stop. Like, you all sound stupid. Like, and I'm just gonna keep it real basic. You lost your mind about one game, week 1, which I feel like y'all would have did that either way if we lost this game. Like, I feel like if you hate Jameis, you're gonna hate Jameis no matter if we win, lose, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. If you're pro Jameis, I feel like it did take a shot at your belief in him, which I don't blame you about that. But I still feel like a lot of people that are pro Jameis, you have some people that left that side and said basically F Jameis, which
Right.
is still crazy to me. It's one game in a new system. No matter if you like him, don't like him. If you know anything about football and you are reacting the way you are like a child off of 1 week in a new system that wasn't pretty, I don't know. There's nothing I can say to you to make you feel any different. I'm not going to, because I think it's very just, like I said, I will continue to say, it's very childish.
Right.
Like I said, I understand you're expressing what you see. We all saw it, okay? And also, you never even thought about maybe going back to be like, why that happened? If you go back and we'll just look at Bruce Arians now going into this season. Everybody was excited we got Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles, Byron Leftwich coming on, as a mentor of Bruce Arians. I mean, we were throwing a parade that Bruce Arians was here. Week 1, you guys are gone now? Really? Was it GTFOH? Like, for real? Like, what? Like, go back. All right. One thing I went back and checked, and if I'm not mistaken, Bruce Arians has 10 times the credentials any coach ever had that came play coach for the Bucs since John Gruden. With Indianapolis, for when his first time ever being a head coach, already coached for about 40-something years, whatever the case may be. For whatever the team, they lost their head coach. He's the interim head coach. He went 9-3. Okay, be it right, wrong, or indifferent, how good a team, it don't matter. He did it. He went to a 5-11 team with Arizona Cardinals. In his first year, went 10-6. That's impressive. I don't care if there was talent on the team. There's talent on this team. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. You know how that team started? I'm pretty sure. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Carson Palmer, who just got to the team, I think he had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions that game. Obviously, it's not the 3 interception game that Jameis Winston didn't have, but whatever. If I'm not mistaken, also that team started off 2-3 in their first 5 games, and they ended up 10-6.
Yeah.
It said they took Carson Palmer came on. I forgot what show it was. They said it took him until week 8 to get that offense down.
Right.
But we expect Jameis Winston to get it in week 1.
Right.
Get your life together. Go do something. Like you're putting your energy. You're supposed to be a Tampa Bay. These are the Bucks fans. You're supposed to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. You should want this team to do well, especially when you're only talking about week 1. I mean, there's a lot of football to be played. Many of us waited 6, 7 months for football to get back, and you're already jumping ship off of week 1, and it's just crazy to me. And let me just also say what Bruce Arians did in the future after that. After 10-6, he went 11-5. After he went 11-5, he went 13-3. His first 3 years with Arizona Cardinals, he was 43-17. Pump your mother effing brakes on Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles, Byron Leftwich, Jameis Winston, that offense. I mean, like I said, I went back, watched all 22 of this game, put you on offense. This wasn't a Bruce Arians offense. I know Byron Leftwich was calling it, but everything, how Bruce Arians likes to attack off defenses, he did not do any of that this game, which leads me to believe that I don't know if they want to just get the ball out quick because they didn't think the offensive line could block the San Francisco 49ers, because you can also put that in. If you went back and watched the tape, the long developing kind of routes, you saw either Jameis running or moving. You never got to see him sit in the pocket and actually deliver a clean ball.
Right.
Once again, you're reacting off an interception is not actually what happened the entire freaking game, which, once again, you just sound crazy. And then people are calling for Griffin to come in. But you want him to come in and run too? Like, what's the damn difference? And if you went back, Jameis evaded a lot of hits that he could have got. But once again, I'm not gonna turn this into, defend Jameis, because Jameis made a mistake that cost us the game. It was one of the main reasons. I don't want to say that because now that could get spun. That was a major reason, because we still were in reach of winning the game when he threw that pick six. So it was definitely a major hit to why we lost that game. But it's week 1, people. Stop. Let's give this a couple weeks and see what happens. And let's hope this team wins. I mean, as a Bucs fan, I will hope you want your team to win. Jameis Winston's going to be here the entire season unless this dude finds a way to throw 3 interceptions a game and he flips off Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich and tell him to kiss his ASS. I don't see any way he gets benched unless he's doing something crazy like that. I don't know. Go freaking ghost ride a car off a cliff and hit some house. I don't know. He's good. And y'all talking about next year. So week 1, I'm done. Stop. That's all I'm saying. Just stop. These debates need to stop right now, because you guys are all right, I got one more thing. You guys are teaming up with other teams and all over the place and siding with them about Jameis and even Bruce. I got the screenshots of certain people that just sound retarded, but it's and it's been like this for a while too. I don't know what it is. It's if they're a Miami Hurricane, it's that Miami Hurricanes, Florida State, Gator. For a long time, I've always paid attention to people that really hated Jameis. If you go and see what they had around, either be it whatever part of social media, they're a college football fan of not Florida State, and that I always chuckle because it's the main people that hated him the most love another college team in Florida.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not from Florida. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, but I couldn't understand why there was so much hate within a team about a player until I saw why. Was because of allegiance to college football teams. So, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just stop. It sounds stupid. Matt, the media and fans. I mean, y'all just sound stupid right now. Week 1. Just stop.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's week 1. But like you said with the apology, I told you Jameis cost you a game.
I'm not here to defend that game because that play was very. I mean, for all the crap that happened in that game, it's first down.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You don't. You're under duress. You're off your back foot. I mean, everything for a recipe for disaster. There gotta be something there. I don't even care if you fell backwards and hit your head on the ground with the ball in your hand. I would have been cool with that. Like,
yeah, you live to play another down.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even care about that. When I saw that ball go in the air, like it's obviously because it was from a back angle, you saw exactly where it was going. Damn, everything that everybody wants to say, Jameis he did it in that one play.
Yeah. So he's gonna have, and this is tough for him, because don't think that I know they're human. So he got to sit with this for a little while, even though he needs to get over it, and he's going to try to get over and move on to the next game. But it's going to sit with him, and he may be timid to even play his game.
I hear you in your thought process. No, it makes sense. No, it makes a lot of sense. But we've seen Jameis come back from games like this and play really good games. Now, obviously, his next opponent is the Panthers. He has to have a track record of struggling against the Panthers. But he has had a track record of having a game like this and then turning like a 180 the week after. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
And I'm not saying that he won't play a good game. What I mean by a good game is he may not take the shots, or he'll be, more solid. He might be, okay, I'm going to just hit this check down. I'm going to hit this quick right. He might get it out of his hand faster and make quicker decisions. Because he doesn't want to try to play big arm hero, but I don't know. We'll see.
And like you said, I mean, and I think when he goes back to look at the tape, he's going to talk to Bruce, and Bruce is going to be like, look, man, we know what you dealt with over your last 4 years. You have a defense now, and it looks like we're able to run the ball now.
There we go.
You don't have to be a hero no more, and they have something now to show him, like, look what this team can do now.
There you go.
You do not do this. Look what this team can do now.
There you go.
Let the people around you help you now. And I think, like I said, I think he has PTSD for however you feel like this team has been, for the most part, outside of 5 games, for the most part, this staff, like this supporting cast around him, when you're talking about the other phases of football, has been horrible. Dude probably does have PTSDs. He has left the field multiple times and watched the game lost either by a field goal or defense giving it up. Like, it has happened a lot. So he probably saw it, 2-minute drill. I got to do it. He probably started thinking like he used to. I got to do it now. And that was not a good idea.
No, it wasn't. But we'll touch on the game in a little bit, but I do want to throw one. I'm gonna say that nugget for then. But hey man, it's a young season, man. A very young season. I'm gonna start this off, man, by because I got some Cam stuff I want to talk about also. But I think this is a good way to kind of mention where both of our quarterbacks, since they both lost, there have been teams that have started 6-2 and look like they're making their ways to the playoffs and somehow don't. They started early. And then there's also teams like the Colts last year that started off 1-5 and then went on a run and made the playoffs. So
years ago, it started off 5-0.
Yeah. 5-0.
8-8.
8-8. That's right. So, man, it happens in the NFL. September is one of those months that will definitely fool you, but you just want to try to get better and better each week.
Hey, Mike, remember, it was years ago. I just thought about this. Remember that year? I think it was the Cleveland Browns, like 3-1 in September. It ended up like 4-12 or like something. Like they It surprised everybody. I can't remember what year that was, but I still remember. I remember ESPN showing it, and they were 3-1, top of the division. They just tumbled down. Either they end up going like maybe they was like 4-12. It was like they said it was like 6-10 or something.
Right.
But
yeah, I think that was that year Josh Gordon was there. Having a good season. I think they.
I remember it was one year that they were like they came out hot.
Yeah.
But once again, the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns until further notice.
Oh, you had to
They
throw
were who we thought they were.
There you go. Man, I know. I ain't only want to talk about them, but I felt the same way. They got to do something. They got to show me. I used to live in Missouri.
Baker Mayfield, guess how many interceptions he threw?
Yeah, 3. Same.
Can't see me. 3. But nobody's falling off that bandwagon. Anyway, I know he's second year player, whatever. But he's supposed to have this high flying offense that everybody thinks they have. And this dude threw 3 picks in the opener. They are who we thought they were. It's only week 1, people. Brown fans, you see this? Oh well.
That's funny.
1-31 or whatever.
1-30. Oh yeah, you talking when they went yeah.
They went 0-16 and what, like 15?
1-15. Yeah, that was crazy. Who was it? Hugh Jackson. What's his name? Hugh Jackson. Yeah. Anyway, man, I don't want to talk about them sorry Browns. I want to say this too, man. It's funny that we're dealing with similar situations in our organization, man. It's crazy the type of stuff I've been hearing in our fan base about. And even when I was at the game, DJ, I swear I wanted to like really go at this dude, but for one, it was too hot. And my father-in-law and I were there, man. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be chill. But over one game, you gotta understand, man. This man came off of shoulder surgery. He missed the last 2 games of the season. He hasn't played in preseason except for that one little stretch that he didn't play long. And then he got hurt on his foot, so then he had to take some time off there to try to heal back up. Then he finally went out to practice and practiced for like 3 days, maybe 4. Come on, man. And Cam didn't. But Cam to do what he did for 3 quarters, and I'm going to give y'all the numbers. Cam was 19 for 27, 197 yards. He didn't have a touchdown. He didn't have an interception. He was playing really, really good ball. He had a couple that he sailed. That's Cam. But for the most part, he was accurate. He was timing. He took care of the ball. He was playing some really good ball. Until the fourth quarter hit. And then he goes 6 for 11 for 42 yards and an interception. He practiced probably probably 3/4, maybe 75, 80%. That's what he's done during training camp, during this preseason. Preseason, he started doing a little more. And especially, he was injured, so he had some more time off on his foot. And that's about as well as he played in the game. 3 quarters. But to sit there and panic and say, oh, we need another quarterback. We need this. We need that. We need this. I'm sick of Cam. He ain't never going to get better. He got the same deficiencies he had since he came in the league. He ain't trying to work. He too worried about fashion. He too this and that and the third. Like the man can't have habits outside of daggone football. I guess they're just supposed to say, hey, now stop it, Mike. Stop it.
Shut up and talk about football.
You 2 words about entertain me. You my entertainment. Entertain me. If it ain't football, shut up. Come on, man. Come on. Cam Newton has been the best quarterback by far that we've had in the Carolinas. Let's not get too cocky. Let's not get arrogant like we won something. We ain't won anything. Remember those days of when we had Chris Winkie, when we had Jimmy Clausen, when we had Matt Moore, when we had an old Vinny Testaverde, when we had an old Rodney Peete, when we had a Karen Collins, when we had oh man, I just missed my man. What's my name? I like him he's always a preseason guy. I'm sorry, Panther Nation. It's late. I'm sorry, y'all. But we had that backup quarterback, the black guy, not Derek Anderson, but the guy that backed him up. He played special teams for us. But anyway.
Joe Webb?
Joe Webb. There we go. Thank you, sir. Joe Webb. Come on.
I know that.
Yeah. I mean, I can go through the list. Now, let's talk about the list now. Kyle Allen, Will Greer, when we had Tyler Heineke. Come on, man. Let's talk about this. But yet, y'all are so quick to just throw away the best quarterback we've ever had in franchise history because of a one game that he actually played 3 quarters really well on and say, oh, if we had a better quarterback, we were going to win that game. How about we take care of the ball as a team? How about we do that? Yes, Cam had an interception. He had one of them. And it wasn't a good one. Dude baited him, and he released it, and they was like, man, what in the world was I thinking? But guess what? Even with that hurt daggone shoulder, did he just stop and say, hey, I'm going to run in there and let him run and score a touchdown? Nah. He went over there again because he's a football player and sacrificed his body to try to make sure we get a stop there and so they don't score. And guess what ended up happening right there? They end up missing the field goal, and we get the ball back and be able to go down and make a scoring drive.
I do remember that.
3. Yeah. But if he would have just been some of these other quarterbacks and said, hey, I'm not even going to try to make this tackle, I'm a quarterback, then we really would have been blown out. So let's be mindful, please be mindful, Panther Nation, of our history at the quarterback position, especially when the best quarterback we had before Cam Newton, outside of Cam Newton, is somebody by the name of Jake Delahome. And I'm not saying he didn't play good ball. He played some good ball. But let's not also forget that Arizona Cardinals playoff game where he threw about 1,700 interceptions, and we were a home field advantage at that point. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about he had a Steve Smith and also a Muhsin Muhammad out there some plays along with a Ricky Pro that was with the greatest show on turf at one point. Let's not forget about those things, y'all. But I am going to say this, man. I am very encouraged from what I saw with Cam Newton. For him to get through an entire game, not hurt, not banged up, if anything, looking a little rusty. Well, quite a bit rusty. But like I said, man, to be able to outplay the quarterback that just got paid $110 million guaranteed on the other side of the field, and he's only making about $20 million a year. I think he's like the 9th or the 8th highest paid quarterback, something like that. We honestly had this guy, and he's been doing everything for us until C-Mac got here. We honestly got him at a steal. So please, Panther Nation, be grateful. Please be grateful for who we have, because I promise you this. I'm sick and tired of it. There's going to be a time where this man is no longer a Carolina Panther. And ain't no telling who we're going to have, because if it's if the answer is on the roster, then look forward to being the bottom feeders. That's just me keeping it real. So, hey, that's me keeping it real, man. So, hey, please appreciate this, man. And that's all I'm going to say on it, man. That's all I got on Cam. Let's talk about these games, man.
And just one thing to piggyback. One thing just to piggyback, and I know we were talking about Cam, but you made mention of something that's very important that many fans, even with us, and just around the league, I just want people to be more educated about how a lot of this stuff works. You mentioned a lot of what excuse my language, old ass quarterbacks that had a little bit of success. And people remember like the good times of certain things they've done, but don't want to remember the longevity of it. Um, if you think about even with the Bucks, who did the Bucks win the Super Bowl with? An old ass Brad Johnson. Who's people they gave up on at a young age? I mean, you can go all the way back to Doug Williams, Steve Young, Vinny Testaverde at a young age. And who do we like to praise? People like Brad Johnson. We get up on Trent Dilfer early too, I think I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I am too.
Who else? Jeff Garcia. We like to praise them because what warriors they were. And let's not forget that their supporting cast that they had around them was really good. There was a different culture in a lot of those franchises. Or at the time periods of that this franchise and many other franchises. I mean, people look at Tom Brady now and think Tom Brady's always been like this through his entire career. Tom Brady is Tom Brady because of Bill Belichick. I don't care how you want to spin this.
Right.
Without Bill Belichick, there's no Tom Brady. I don't care what anybody says. There isn't one. I mean, they won their first 2 or 3 Super Bowls mainly based off of a defense.
Okay.
The Seattle Seahawks with Russell Wilson. I'm a big supporter of him.
Yeah.
Won the Super Bowl with the Legion of Boom. Yes, the Legion of Boom.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about young quarterbacks that had success early. They have a great supporting cast around them. The older quarterbacks that we know now, Drew Brees, look at his team. I'm not here to knock whatever he's done. He's done a lot of great things. But let's not forget the 7 to 9 years he had, 3 years in a row, where Saints fans wanted his head. Yep. He had a miraculous draft. Now here we go. Oh, now all of a sudden he's a Hall of Fame player. But just pay attention. That's why I personally, as a fan, cannot overreact of our situation. Cam Newton just 4 years ago was an MVP. Yeah, I went to the Super Bowl. A rash of injuries. I mean, for how much crap I give Mike and Panther fans, I don't like y'all at the end of the day, but I'm not blind to stuff, Do I think that Cam we probably saw the best of Cam in 2015? Yeah, but doesn't mean he can't be really good. I mean, because that year was historic.
Yeah.
I mean, if he did that again, then I would be very surprised. But him, even when he started doing it last year before he got hurt, that was good enough to win. I mean, it wasn't no spectacular 2015 year, but he's still winning.
Right.
So, just to all fans and just week 1, take a deep breath. I don't care if you won or lost. Take a deep breath because that's what, there's 16 more weeks left in this season.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
That's right.
And relax.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But that's what's up, man. Go check us out on Facebook, man. You're probably looking at it now, but if you're on YouTube and you're looking at the Facebook, check it out. It's NFC South versus the NFL.
Comment.
Yeah, comment.
We definitely gonna get a little more involved with our fans or people, and have fun.
Yeah.
Send more messages. Let us know what you want to see or do, or we're new to this.
Right.
For things, and we're still looking for a Falcon.
Boy, you took the words out of my mouth.
Wanted Falcon if they have fans. I know. I can't wait. We got another show coming up.
Yeah.
Talking about the rest of the division along with the NFL.
Right. It's gonna be fun. Just put it that way. Be tuned in and be ready for that, because we're gonna really go in this time. This time was about the battle of the South.
First one of the season, Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
If I had a Twitter handle, which I'm gonna get one. I know I said in my first video I'm gonna get one. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna get a Twitter handle. But yeah, tell your friends, tell everybody. Join the Facebook group, YouTube. We're gonna get a little better with posting videos up there.
Yeah.
It's all pretty new to us, but football is not new to us, so it's a little more natural to do this talking. Media part of it.
Yeah, man. And if you can follow me on Twitter, man, it's MikeRicks07. Also, man, you can check out the YouTube channel. Once you check out the YouTube channel, please make sure that you subscribe and click that like button, and also hit the notification bell up there, and I'll let you know every single time we upload videos. You get them instantly so you can check them out. There's not much media for the NFC South, man, so we're trying to make sure we bring a lot of attention and news and updates and things like that, man. You know, national media is always about the NFC East and the AFC North. Really, really, really good teams down here. So we're trying to make sure we represent for y'all. So make sure y'all support, man, and we appreciate it.
Yep. And it's from DJ signing out.
That's right. It's your boy Mike Ricks. Keep pounding. We out.
See you today.